My friends, welcome. This is Archangel. So, what is a placebo? Placebo is an inert, ineffectual protocol which produces real-time, measurable results. Placebo effects are applicable in many areas of life, but most notably in medicinal trials where a group of volunteers are divided into two groups, and one group is given genuine pharmacological substance and the other is given a sugar pill. Yet all are told they have just been given the brand new super duper wonder eyebrow grower. Hence, at trial's end, both groups show members with bushier eyebrows. This quite succinctly demonstrates that humans have the capability to physically manifest by suggestion and belief in that suggestion. Otherwise, there would be no change or alteration in any placebo group who lacked actual physiological altering substances. So, what's this about? Well, life is tough. We are surrounded by tumult and ugliness. 23 hours of a day are spent in boredom, monotony, agitation, annoyance, and/or suffering. Thus, in light of this, how can we point fingers and blame people for chasing the handful of life's pleasures in order to weigh out all the negativity? Even if those pleasures are fake and illusory and actually cause more harm, how can we fault people for crawling into fantasy and searching escape from negativity? Despite what religion proffers, humans are not sure of anything besides today and what is in front of their face. Furthermore, life is so infinitesimally small, and if materialist science and atheism has its way, then this brief consciousness Homo sapiens currently experience may be a blind luck, sheer cosmic coincidence, and may be snuffed out at any moment, never to resurface again. Hence, in the face of all this negativity and uncertainty, how can we blame anyone for chasing all the little pleasures they can glean from their environment before their coincidental, dumb luck chance consciousness is snuffed out forever? Female affection may be fake, but if males find respite in it from the coldness of the world and the uncertainty of mortality, what's the problem with males finding real comfort in a false fantasy? This is the argument put forth to me yesterday by a male playing devil's advocate, to which I conceded that it is a valid argument. Indeed, perhaps females do not care about males at all, nor have they ever. Perhaps female affection is a fake pleasure a male has to buy with his utility and subjugation. Yet if this female placebo of caring and affection gives a male the desired effect of easing life's hardships by pretending he is loved or cared about, then why rain on his parade? We all die sometime. There could be worse ways to spend your life, he concluded. Really? Worse ways to spend your life? You mean worse than being a whipped, emasculated, simpering, abused doormat who was berated, disparaged, slandered, besmirched, marginalized, used for his money, his toil, his protection, his provision, then simply discarded when this male spray bottle runs dry on life essence to spray goddesses with as they lounge around the pool in bikinis working on their tan? Oh, you bet. There could be worse ways to spend your life, like, I don't know, being an amoeba, or a portable toilet at a bean lover's picnic. However, I gave his argument some serious thought, as he is an intelligent male who I am fond of. And he does have a point. No matter how rainbow sprinkles and glass half full your outlook on everything is from a neutral point of view, life is more generous with negativity and suffering than it is pregnant with positivity or pleasure. I'm not being a pessimist. I am simply observing the reality of Homo sapien existence on planet Earth. There are far more annoyances, hostilities, inequities, and pains than there are joys or pleasures. Moreover, I am neither nihilistic nor saying that life is not worth it. I simply put the sheer number of life negatives on one side of the scale and the positives on the other side, and observe the absolute imbalance. As such, in the face of overwhelming negativity of a cold, cruel, indifferent world who will pave over your corpse without flinching and simply move on, against all this, can we blame the majority of males who simply chase transient, illusory pleasure for the duration of their short, miserable lives? can we really be angry that males are blue pill and choose to stay fat and contented with the illusion of female affection? Can we really be surprised when red pillars turn purple and run back to the familiarity of the plantation? They merely wish to seek refuge from pain and suffering or loneliness, even if it is fake refuge. Does it really matter? It works for them. Can we fault males for seeking refuge from mortal agony in the female placebo? Well, on the one hand, I cannot fault males for seeking respite from the torment and misery of being an isolated being who is not cared about. Yes, I understand why people dive into vice or spend their lives chasing the false highs of the female placebo. Yet, if it is real to them, if it makes them happy, if the female placebo produces measurable results in males, then what does it matter if females' affection is not genuine, if it produces the desired effect in males, right? However, there is a deeper conflict going on here than simply letting a world of addicts indulge their addiction. Because either remaining in abusive fantasy or embracing reality and moving on, this means the difference between humanity stagnating or expanding and evolving. You see, males are the source of genuine romance and love, caring and compassion. So we either let males continue to believe that love and salvation are granted upon their vile beings by outside parties, namely females, or we finally educate males so that they realize they are the ones from which love and caring originates. Thus, they do not need any outside entity to validate them. Once we realize this, the human interpersonal relations and species treatment will evolve to the next plane of morality. But really, the argument comes down to a simple matter of priority. Are you apathetic or caring of others? If you are apathetic and it truly is dog eat dog, then no, I am not surprised when males chase female approval all their lives and do any simping, white knighting, social justice campaigning they have to do in order to get their female placebo enjoyment for the moment. Since under this paradigm, tomorrow we may not wake, and idealistic martyrdom is no match for the instant gratification of sex or spooning with a female, even if it is fake and costing you your power, self-worth, and life essence. However, if you genuinely care about the welfare of others, you will not propagandize the placebo, but you will eschew gynocentrism. You see, when you chase the female placebo effect, meaning you chase and are contented with the illusion that females care or love you, you teach others by your example that males are weak-minded drones that serve females in order to get a pat on the head for one more day. You continue the cycle of male subjugation and abuse by teaching other males through your actions and example that it is acceptable to devalue and dispose of males so long as they are fat and happy with the illusion of female love and get a few female-assisted ejaculations once in a while. When you conform to inequity, you are sanctioning injustice with your actions. When you go with the gynocentric flow, you are co-conspirators in the disease. You are the problem of male devaluation because you, like everybody else, cares not for male welfare, since you pass the male devaluing paradigm of being expendable protectors and providers on down the line for future generations of males to endure as well. You merely kick the same subjugation and suffering onto future generations of males. When you do not stand against injustice and set an example with your actions, you are saying, I only care about me, and I do not care about other males. I do not care about inequities. I do not care about male suffering. I only have room for the fake high that I chase from leech to leech. When you merely chase the female placebo while saying, oh, there could be worse ways to live, you are in effect announcing your gynocentric intention, as you do not care enough about male welfare to take the harder, righteous road. You are simply chasing your highs and turning your back on male welfare in lockstep with the rest of the world who turns their backs on male welfare. Yes, at the end of the day, your reasonings for your actions are multitudinous in origin. However, this issue is black and white, because your actions either help males or hurt them. You are either disease or cure. There it is, point blank. You are either involved in propagating male welfare by your example, or you are apathetic addicts continuing the cycle of male devaluation and abuse, no matter what you say. You see, that is the problem. Too many males saying things, not enough males putting this fire in their actions. Too much talk and no walk. This is why so many men's rights or even MGTOW are so pathetic, because they are hypocrites, armchair preachers who hold lighters under spoons and shoot up just after a sermon on sobriety and clean living. Words are nothing. Pay no attention to the moving lips. Watch the actions. Hypocrisy is so ripe in male spaces. Words are so useless. Everybody talks tough about gynocentrism and hypergamy, but I would surmise that nearly half our male space community is out chasing female placebo immediately after they post some male empowering comment on some forum or video online. Too many prospective male liberation warriors observing us from the wings. Male spaces are becoming a joke because everybody dances around the elephant in the room, which is that most males still chase female validation despite their hollow words of empowerment. Most males are disease enablers, not empowerment warriors. This is why so much of the male movement is ineffectual, because the blatant hypocrisy is the truth everybody understands, yet nobody admits. Such males will say, well, I may still flirt with the slave masters and keep a cot on the plantation, but at least I'm trying to educate males on the dangers out there. Yeah, well, great, good for you. However, if everybody educates through their words, yet enables through their actions, nothing is ever accomplished. All we have is bark, no bite. All shallow sizzle, no steak. Oh, you bet that's gonna change the world and right injustice for males. Pretending you're making a difference by preaching against something you enable? Yeah, really? Please. Selling out or giving in to weakness is a pitiful pill indeed, but it is part of being human. We all have weaknesses and shortcomings, myself included. It takes the toughest of males to walk the talk. These are the males that truly care about male welfare, because you submit yourself to more suffering in order to live the example of the words that you preach. The greatest teachers throughout time have always propagated be the change, not talk about the change, then go chase tail at clubs. You see, placebo is not in continuity with being male, because males are genuine in their caring, not fake. So in order for males to be placebo chasers, they have to squelch their greatness and silence their conscience against injustice. They have to purposefully steer their caring of others and their desire for justice into apathy and pursuit of self-comforting false pleasure as they medicate their aloneness in this existence. Yet males chasing the female placebo are only hollowed out men, males that are like caged lions, because being male means unrestrained caring for others and the strength and wisdom to eschew others for their own good. Being male means you do not censor your power or downplay your brilliance or creativity, and you do not sidestep and ignore the ripe injustice which flanks your brothers. To be male is to be great. Nobody said it was to have a life of leisure and comfort. Being male is glorious, but it is challenging. It requires strength to take the higher road and live as an example of strength and compassion for others, even if that means you must give up a few fake temporary pleasures. So you have to ask yourself, are you apathetic about male welfare, or do you actually have concern ripe enough to walk the talk? If you care, then you must lead by example. You must eschew gynocentrism, and this includes traditional customary dating. If she wants to pick you up and pay for the entire date, yeah, okay, but it will still turn south on you eventually. Now, if you are apathetic towards the male plight, if you are simply trying to glean some brief false enjoyments in order to make life more bearable for your few remaining years, then the compassionate and sympathetic side of me understands why you do it. And Lord knows I would love to join you all and be a hypocrite too. but I have this annoying curse of being male and embracing my true greatness and genuine caring to the point where I proselytize by example. Example can be as little as rejection of male mistreatment. You don't have to be a soapbox thumper. Simply walk away from gynocentrism, females, and romance, and tend to yourself. This is example, and this is adding to the cure. You can ghost from society, and it is your example that teaches and strengthens others. It is your rejection of abuse and fake female affection. This example will benefit others. You must understand that males are made, even indoctrinated, to feel disgusting about themselves, that they are cumbersome ogres, that they are not physically attractive or desirable, that they are inherently vile and evil. So we have a sex of humans loathing themselves, yet wanting acceptance and affection. They want someone to touch their disgusting bodies and tainted souls out of desire. They want to be desired. Males detest themselves, and thus they seek for someone to make them all right. So add this self-loathing to the ugliness and hostility of the world and nature and everything in life that adds to suffering and tumult. And thus we have males that fervently defend their right to believe in and chase fairy tales as a coping mechanism. Seriously, if males receive the affection they desire, even if it comes through placebo, then what's the big deal, Archangel? It doesn't hurt anybody, just leave them alone. If males pretend that their salvation lies in a female, or in a magical substance, or is in their personal relationship with Puff the Magic Dragon, then what does it matter if they get the effect they want? What do the means matter if the ends are agreeable? Yes, this is a valid argument on its face, yet the moral and ethical growth of humanity is made by standing up to inequities, not concede to them. When an entire planet is doing the same thing, this sets up a cycle of male devaluation, abuse, and discardation, which hurts every male, including those males not yet born who get to inherit this world of male expendability set up by males chasing their addiction and tucking themselves in at night by parroting, well, there are worse ways to live. Worse ways than being an addict chasing their high, whose actions affirm a paradigm of male usury and discardation? Yeah. Yet, being male means caring and standing up to injustice. Well, it is males that are abused by injustice. It is males who need equity and empowerment. So, where are all the heroic males now? They are busy perched at their master's feet by the fire, letting the rest of their subjugated brothers remain in ignorance over their subjugation and allowing them to fight for themselves. Yeah, well, why can't do-gooders just leave addicts alone? I mean, why do people have interventions for folks on heroin or with drinking addictions? What's the big deal? They are enjoying the false pleasure of these things, so leave them be. Well, because others care about what the addict is doing to themselves. So what's the problem with males chasing their female addiction? Well, I also care about what males are doing to themselves and other males, and thus my intervention on two males. Because really the addict is not merely hurting themselves, but everyone around them, albeit unintentionally. So too are males who chase the female placebo hurting those around them. It is the paradigm of males chasing their female placebo that allows males to be financially extorted in divorce court or to be used as cannon fodder in armed conflicts. It is males chasing their female placebo that allows the ignorance and misandry necessary to continue hacking the genitalia of males when they are born. You want to know why I won't simply go my own way and shut up? Because I care. Just like a family cares when they have an intervention of an alcoholic family member. I care enough to create more torment for myself by going the high road and living female manipulation free, so as to be an example through my actions rather than emitting useless air from my mouth in the form of impotent words that speak of male abuse. Meanwhile, I still chase females romantically. I realize that most males will eventually submit and chase the female carrot, even though they know that it is false and illusory. Males may get used or burned and become fire-breathing about gynocentrism for a month, a year, maybe even 2. But eventually, a sad majority of males will simply give up and return to the game to get the placebo effect of being cared about from a female they have to buy. I understand that most males, even some listening, will return. I understand why, and I am not devoid of sympathy. I'd love to go back and pretend that unicorns exist and that courtship chemical highs is really love. It would be easier for me to be purple pill and speak out about injustice than go chase tail on the weekends in the clubs. But a truly great man will endure more suffering, more cold ostracization, and strife in order to make a stand against inequity. Progress is only made when diamond tough males make a stand, set an example of mistreatment, objection. If everybody is out chasing their placebo effect, meanwhile nobody is there to stand against inequity. Who remains to stop injustice? Again, it would seem that all humans know is today and what is in front of their face. Thus, if you choose placebo, I understand why, although you are better than that. However, if you have that rare steel to chew up loneliness and isolation and spit out gynocentric defiance, then welcome to the front, brother. Help me to awaken other brothers, and we might eventually find true affection. Not the fake illusion of affection from females, but the resolute camaraderie of awakened titans. Conceit to male devaluation and disposability is weakness. Eschewment of male expendability enabling is the titanium trigger of revolution. I stand for the broken and the abused. I do not bow to the cruelty of an existence that has no affection for males. Instead, I defy the puppet masters, and I stand as a defiant army of one amidst a sea of conformists. I stand so that the puppet masters might see I will not bow to egregious injustice. Solitary existence devoid of affection and romantic fairy tales is not easy. Yet my struggle is righteous, and I am proud that I stand for male greatness. My brothers, be proud and stand with me. Live free.